Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Drink of Ages Radio Show here on ESPN 97.5. Hope everybody's having a great time. Hope everybody's recovered from all the hysteria that's going on.
Madness.
We are, back from our 10-month hangover. I don't know what. Muskratch, what was it, man? It's been a year. Yeah. It was a nice little break, but we decided it was time to come back because there was a lot of beers to be drank, and we had during this time, we missed out on a lot of beers, so it's like time to make up for that. Oh, yeah. And we are here this week, hanging out at Vallensons Brewing Company. Again, I'm John Denman, DJ Muskratch, the producer, and we've added one more person to the team to join us, and it is Tom Painter, one of the owners of No Label Brewing Company.
Bring on the party.
The crowd goes wild.
Thank you for patronizing me.
Right. There you go. That huge crowd that we have here right in the middle of COVID. It's awesome.
Mask on, right?
Mask
on. So Tom's going to join us each week as we stop by a bunch of breweries, have a bunch of samples, little travel shows are planned. We're going to get out of Houston, get out of the country, and see what happens, right, Tom?
Well, honestly, I'd just be hanging out with you anyways, so this just seems a good use of my time. It's very efficient, right?
We're already there.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get an invite.
Yeah. And, well, let's talk
long trips.
That would be a whole lot of fun if Val Conisti, who is our guest for this week's show,
awesome,
from Vallensons Brewing Company.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the invite, man. It's awesome. I'm honored to be out here on the first show, man. It's badass.
Well, when we were, it's going over in my head, I was like, man, who's going to be the first brewery back? Because honestly, when you listen to the show, we have a lot of brewery sponsors pop up. Like everybody's, it's like, man, we need to hit those. And I thought, man, what breweries really just have I seen grow to a pace unlike any other brewery in Houston, and who is constantly, for one, award-winning beers being pushed out of here. And I was like, man, Vallensons. Not awesome. That it was the closest brewery to my house. Yeah, didn't really have everything to do with it. But it was also, it was like, man, we need to get Val on so we can sit around and talk about all the stuff that's happening over here. You might hear construction noises going on in the background. Yeah. This place is growing.
Yeah, we're real excited, man. We are blessed. I'll tell you that. We being able to be part of this industry and being able to have the opportunity to talk to you guys, and being able to show our product, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. And I know myself and my staff, the brewers, everybody just puts everything into this place, and I couldn't do without them. So I'm real stoked to be in the position we're at, and our expansion plans. We're right. We're in the middle of, we're painting the back patio, getting ready for the new brew house. We have the building being delivered as we speak right now. It'll hopefully be up, at the end of the week, and we're just stoked, man.
Well, from the first time that I came over here and tried all the beers, they were all really good. They're just a lot of times new breweries have a little time, to tweak things and have little issues and stuff. But the beers were all just really solid, and they weren't just your standard. Like, oh, here's an IPA, here is a stout. Right. It was like, no, here's a sour, here's some peanut butter something, here's a little more than just average beers. But they were all really good.
It's pretty consistent across the board, right?
Yeah.
Like all the beers are strong. It's really hard to find a nice beer that's under 6%, though.
I know. We try, and I tell you what, the funny thing about it is that, even the brewers, John and Val say the same thing. They're like, dude, what are you brewing today? And everyone's like, oh man, why are we walking out here? We're all fucked up. We have a 6%, 7% beers. Where the 5% beers? And I'm like, I'm trying. I'm getting there. Wait until we open up the new tap room. We put up more quantity. We're gonna get. We're pushing out some stuff that's 5%, some more sessionable beers. But, I try to keep it out of my vocabulary if I can. But I know what I have to do to make it right. So we're getting there.
Session beer is, this could be a West Coast IPA is a session beer if you just do it right.
7% session.
Yeah. What's the session going to be about? 55 minutes and 50 seconds? So, condensed in, when you do the math, you need the higher ABV.
Right.
Science. There's a science bigger behind all that.
Yeah, this stout's delicious. It's 5.9. It's fantastic. It's gold winning.
Yes.
Yeah. How many awards have you won for the Settlers?
3. two of the U.S. Opens, a gold, a silver, and then a JBF gold.
So it's good.
That's silver. You should throw it away, man. Just like that's not good enough.
Put it behind us, move on, right?
Yeah.
Now we're proud of that one. It's one of our beers that I've been brewing that beer for 25 years, and that's one of the different. It's funny that when we first opened the brewery up, everyone's like, "What's the beers? What's going to be your staples?" And I was like, "Oh, we're gonna do a pale ale," and pale ale went away, and we're gonna do an oatmeal stout, and everyone's like, "Oatmeal stout? It's August, or whatever. It's a million degrees out." Or we're gonna do a something light, and then an IPA and oatmeal stout. I don't care if it's August or December. People still pound it. We cannot make enough of it, and it's something that's proud. I'm so proud of that beer, and it's obviously making statements. There's some validation to it because you get 3 medals on it. We're pretty proud of it. So
it's pretty delicious. So.
Thank you.
It does help when it is really good. But yeah, getting that validation with some shiny metal, it's always nice. 'Cause a lot of breweries never get that. And then here you guys are still early in life.
I sit back and I grind my teeth at night a lot, and I think about it, and I'm like, man, getting any medal, at the professional state is huge, and I'm honored to be it with one. I said, when I open this brewery up, if I get one medal, I'm gonna be so stoked. We start getting a couple more, and then, when we got gold at JBF, my mind was blown. So I'm very proud. I'm very honored. And as I say, it's definitely a team effort. It's not just me. The whole staff, they kick ass and couldn't do without them.
Which competition means more to you, the GABF or the
GABF is the cream of the crop, but I will tell you that the World Beer Cup is what I'm looking for. That's the one I'm hunting after. It's every 2 years, so that's the one. That's my next big one that I'm pushing for.
Get that Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Wonder how many breweries have won an award like for the same beer and at all the big ones.
I don't know, man. I haven't really looked, but I'm pushing it. I'm gonna try. It's like having that horse that'll keep running. While they're young. I'm an old man in the game, and you guys all know that. So I put my technical and my brain, the technical piece to what we're doing, from water to, molding the staff and prepping, from cleanliness all the way down to pushing it out of the taps and having a team that can actually listen and absorb that. It's important.
Your team is your family.
Yeah, it is, and it is. It's they are. Every one of them are family, and they know that. So.
I mean, when you can ground them.
Yeah, and there's times you want to ground them all, and there's times they want to ground me, and it's being open to the, and I take that seriously, because if you can listen to constructive criticism from the staff and absorb it and say, hey man, you're fucking up, you need to change and do this differently, or you're fucking up, you need to change and do this differently. It's important, because if you don't do that, then you're not going to get to the state where you need to be at. I think being able to open up and say, hey guys, we're doing this and I'm doing this and we're doing this wrong, and coming to a consensus and saying, hey man, let's go out there and rock on and have that open communication. If you don't have that, it's a problem. So, open communication is huge.
Can't argue that point, because it's one of the things that bounce around a bunch of different breweries and stuff. Again, communication is usually one of the first things. It's like, oh, well, we need to improve upon. Yeah, it's just straight up just communication.
Right.
Yeah, constantly. At No Label, we deal with this all the time, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like people just assume things, and no one's talking about things, and it's you have to do this refresher every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah, communication.
It's like a recalibration, but it's something that I feel that the staff that I have now, they are very open to that. Between my son, my wife, Mark, John, Tom, Aaron, Garrett, whoever's supporting the team, these guys all will tell us, hey, we're doing this wrong or right, or I don't agree with this, or I agree with that, and we do the same. Sometimes it goes over well, sometimes it doesn't, but I think that's the important part, to be able to have an open. That's what makes family, and at Vallensons we are family.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, just come in and just start yelling, kicking kegs, and fire everybody.
That happens.
Walk out, come back in, and be like, "All right, everybody, I'm just playing."
That happens when it's real early in the morning or real late at night.
You got to keep them on their toes a little bit.
Right.
Can't get too comfortable.
I'll be the one doing all the kicking and kegs and stuff, and acting stupid, but it happens.
So, how many years since you guys opened up?
2017. Yeah, we opened the doors Memorial Day weekend, 17.
But you've been home brewing for 25 years?
Yeah, 25 years. Actually, 25, 26, 27 now. I don't know, 20-ish. Yeah. A lot.
It's
a long time.
I'm doing math in my head right now, and I don't know, this West Coast IPA is making it go a little slower.
But you got your kids. You got your kids home brewing early too, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like,
yep.
I think you were telling me before, like they're like not even teenagers, and it's like time to get making beer.
Yeah, and they hated it, and you'll hear about it. You'll hear about Val talking about how much he hated, and I'll let him tell the stories because he's got some cool stories about when he started and where he's at today, and yeah, I'm very proud of him.
It's the beer nuclear family.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I try with my kids to help me home brewing. They like, it smells like dog vomit. I'm like, it smells good.
I got a headache.
Go back to your room.
I hate this shit. I got a headache.
And finally, they're like, ooh, this actually is pretty good stuff. It's like, you're gonna really like it one day. Let's take a break and grab some more beers. Let's see. We're happy. We'll top off our beers. And actually, when we get back, you have some beers, some pretty badass stuff that you want us to try out. These barrels we're sitting right by.
Absolutely. We got some really cool stuff that we'd love to share with you guys and let you introduce you guys to a couple more of my badass team members.
And it's all to help Tom's hangover right now.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a long journey to the final segment. I feel like.
I got it.
We will get there soon. We're hanging out at Vallensons Brewing Company. Val's our guest. Tom Painter, DJ Muskrat. I'm John Denman. We'll be right back. New Magnolia Brewing, family-owned and operated, located at 1616 Bevis Street in the historic Heights. A neighborhood brew pub serving up high-rotation, high-variety of finely crafted beers. Everything from an award-winning American Light Lager, a traditional West Coast-style IPA, to funky sours. With a passion for brewing up traditional European classics like their award-winning Father Bernard's Grodziskie, a 400-year-old Polish oak smoked wheat ale, and many more long-forgotten styles. Taproom is open 7 days a week with plenty of on-site parking and is definitely family and dog-friendly. Look for new and special beer releases Thursday and Friday. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at New Magnolia Brewing. Weekends are a great time to check out Megaton Brewing in Kingwood. Jared, Chris, and the gang have created a badass place to kick back and enjoy a few beers. Big stouts, approachable sours, and plenty of hoppy brews are on tap at Megaton. Lots of space to hold your birthday party, corporate outing, or any event in one of the most unique tap rooms in the Houston area. Check them out on social media for their concert and event schedule. Megaton Brewery. Hope to see everyone at the vault. All right, Drink of Ages, we are back.
Get you in the right place.
Hanging out here at Vallensons Brewing Company. Tom Painter.
Hey.
I'm John Denman. DJ Muskrat. He's over there smelling beer. Smelling beer that we're going to be talking about here shortly. Val Canusti is our guest. Vallensons Brewing Company is where we are.
How's it going, everybody? Appreciate the honor. I'm very honored to be out here today with you guys.
Man, it's pretty exciting stuff going on around here. We kind of hit it just a little bit in the first, like you might hear some construction and everything, but there's actually a building being delivered right now.
Literally. As
being taken off the truck. Well, sections of it. It's not like, but the building is being delivered in a bunch of trucks, and there's a whole new tap room, a whole new facility.
Whole new brew house.
There's going to be a whole new brew house.
Apparently, there's going to be like 120-something barrels.
just go ahead and just expanding.
Ish, maybe more.
One of them is Fernet.
Yes.
Oh,
Can't
man.
wait.
Fernet.
That is my weakness.
That is my death.
My favorite cocktail that there is in the world.
It's not a cocktail, it's just a Fernet.
It's just Fernet.
I just drink it as a cocktail straight up.
John and I cleared a bottle the other night.
I love it.
It was actually last Tuesday. What else you doing on Tuesday night, right?
Hey, Fernet.
And
I love it.
and every time he set a shot down in front of me, I'm like, I just cursed his name. It was like, I don't want any of this. Just give me. And then I drink it, and then he'd pour another. I'm like, no more. And then it just kept happening.
And then the bottle was gone. So
I love it. I'm so stoked about it, man.
Yeah, I guess there was a time in history where Fernet was probably, it's much more medicinal purposes than what it's used for now. So
It's still medicinal, I think. In my
Because
world.
the herbs and the spices and the
well, whatever it does.
that's
to
like an
you.
old Croatian wives' tale.
Lots of herbs and spices.
Lots of herbs and spices. Sounds like Kentucky Fried Chicken or
Yes.
something, man. Some Popeyes. That's how I like it.
I
No,
love it.
Fernet, I don't know. Hey, like if you poured Fernet over ice cream, that'd probably be really good. I'd probably like it a whole lot more.
Oh God. There's a
Straight up.
Maybe we'll try that one.
100 million botanicals. Yes.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no, there's a bottle of Fernet. Oh, that's what you were pointing at. It was like, what do I need to look
The
at?
green bottle. Uh-oh.
Man, the only bad thing about, because now, it's the Drink of Ages radio show 2.0 or 8.2, whatever number we're on at this point. It's got changed up every once in a while. So this time around, we're videoing the whole show. So you can go to Drink of Ages YouTube page and watch every show that we do. Coming up is going to be videoed. And I'm like, man, this is going to be great. And then it's like, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble.
Sure.
I love it. I love it.
Longer than, just can't go, oh, man, we just sat back, had a couple beers, knocked the show out. Now, you can actually see what.
You can see the lean.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, not only can you hear my hangover, but you can see it.
Right.
It's pretty
You
good.
feel this. But the cool thing, I got to give you a lot of props, John, is that, your show has been, broadcasted for years. And how many years has it been? It's just.
We would have celebrated 9 in February if we didn't take the little break. So I don't know if we can, how we play that in for the 9th anniversary. I don't know.
And all I got to say is that, man, you've done an outstanding job. I was going through the list of all the places that you guys have been, and it just blows my mind. And what episode are you on right now?
345.
345 episodes. So I'm 345 or 346, and
We'll have you back at 420. So
420 is the one I want.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
I definitely want to be in that episode. I'm claiming it today.
we can make that happen. We make that happen. Yeah,
really, you could have a who's who panel from all these people spread out in like Houston craft beer.
Right.
Well, things keep going well. I mean, we have Abbott that's like, hey, everything's good. We're 100% everything. So it's like, does that mean weed's legal too? Hey, where are we drawing the
never
line
know.
here? Because that would be a hell of a show.
Right.
Or maybe if not, then that's a show that we do, one of our rolling shows in Denver.
Smart.
Right.
Smart.
I
like
did.
this idea.
If it's like any other show I've ever done in Denver, then I usually just sit like this.
That's what I was
And everybody's like, say something. I'm like, what?
How was the show?
Yeah.
Great.
It's like, we're drink.
Did you
Where
ask
are
me
we?
a question?
JBF. Yeah, it's those
No, I
edibles
did
get.
get a medal.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun things to do in Denver.
Yes.
So much fun.
Well, one other fun thing that we have in front of us is these barrels. If you are watching the video, then you see these beautiful Garrison Brothers and one Whitmire's barrel up there.
Yes.
But we see a lot of these Garrison Brother barrels behind us, and you went and got some beer out of the barrel.
Yes. So I did. I have a very special treat for you guys. This is our, as many people may have seen, our Estonian Raw Ale. What we're doing is that this is a no boil, which is very untraditional to the style, but it's very traditional to Eastern Europe.
Explain the no boil real quick.
Is exactly what it means. No boil.
Do
So
you?
this is a beer that was brought from straight up into our we mashed it. We brought it up to a certain temperature. We did not boil it. We really paid a lot of attention to our water chemistry. Water chemistry is very huge on this style when it comes to the raw ale. Not a lot of people are really messing with it, but I've been really reaching out to a lot of people in the industry outside of the U.S. to understand about this and reading a lot about it. And once we got the water chemistry down where I feel we need to be at, then you bring it into the boil kettle, but you bring it to a certain temperature. If I tell you the temperature, I'd have to kill you. But and then we
Just
cool it.
a slight pasteurization type
Exactly.
temperature.
Maybe, and then you bring it into our fermenters, and then we use some proprietary yeast that we've been working on our end here at Vallensons, and we've done 4 raw ales so far. This is one that I was real dear to my heart, and I was like, I got to throw this in some barrels. So I threw it in a barrel and just see how it came out. And you guys are the first one that got to try it, so it's very special.
Well, it's got an interesting texture.
Definitely, it's going to have a lot of the protein, a lot of the protein polyphenol is what they call that film you're going to taste.
What's the ABV on this?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
So I know it went in at almost 6, and I don't know. Before I serve it, it will get pushed out to get our ABV checks on it. Just like every beer I send off, I get them checked before I put them out in the market. But it's definitely not 6. It's definitely not 7 or 8. So it's pretty big on a light beer on a very fresh, wet barrel of my brothers and sisters at Garrison Brothers. It's just came out absolutely phenomenal, and it's just an absolute beautiful beer. I mean,
Well, it's very drinkable, which at that ABV is a big problem.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, it was just it's. If you would have poured a 16-ounce glass of that, then I probably would have drank that 16-ounce glass of that. But since you poured a nice, just this is like I better savor
we have
this
several
a little
of
longer.
those we're going to try today on the show. This is the first show out of the chute after all the shit you've been through. I have to make it very special. So a lot of these beers have never been released, never been touched by anybody outside the brew house, my staff. So I'm honored to be able to do this with you guys. And the beers that we're going to roll out today, just for tasting purposes, going to be for our Mug Club members, our VIP members, and some will never be released, and Tom knows that when he came out to our
first VIP
event. We had and barrels on when I came out.
So that's the first time I met Val. Came out we had a VIP event. It's kind of like, it's nice because people don't really do tours anymore. So came out here. Val's like waiting in the parking lot. I was like, I saw you on the list.
I was like, where the hell are you?
And almost immediately, within like about 10, 20 minutes, I realized that the combination of Val and John would be like my death.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Right.
It's like the
family
keymaster
duo.
and the gatekeeper. It's like, we got to get these two guys together. It's like,
Right.
no.
But it was a great day. So
It was a great day.
It was that was the first time we rolled that in barrels on. We still have some of that left, but the next beer that we talk about, shortly after this one, it'll be the next VIP beer that I'm proud to be able to announce that on Jug of Age Radio and be able to talk about this one because you're going to be tripping out over this one. Everybody in
Strong words.
yeah, we'll be tripping over this one.
Those VIP events are awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
And that's why we took them.
And I wish we had more space. Obviously we're in construction stage, so we have to really keep it limited to how many people we're
I think it works better like that, though.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Very
makes
intimate.
It makes it very intimate and personable, and we bring people in the brew house. The brewers get to talk to the people one-on-one, and people want that. And people, the people who are home brewers want to know, hey, what do I got to do this, and how do I do this, and what can I buy here, and what's the bigger system I can get. And it's just a really cool environment to be able to let the guys, educate. And I'm all about education. And between my son Val and John, those two, they're like the dynamic duo, and they've learned a lot, and I'm just so proud of them. And watching them sit back and talk to people, just I get emotional.
Get
with stupid
emotional,
shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really do, because I'm a pussy in this game, and I probably shouldn't be saying the bad word, but block me out.
You've already said many bad words.
But I will tell you, it's something that I tell you, it's important to me. I'm going to tell you the way it is, and if I get in front of a microphone, I'm going to speak my mind. So I think it's important.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's why we have Muskrat. He's already marked it. Like, okay, that one's gonna be what we need to do is
Buzz, cross that whole thing out. It was all cool until you said the P word. Anyway,
There's been like 27 F-bombs. What do you do for
have
that?
I
You
said
put
it?
in like a
All
car
right, we
horn
can't
or
cuss on
something,
this show. Every time it's like internet shows, like you can cuss. If you do, because I'm from New York, everybody knows that. And I'm going to speak my mind. So, sorry.
Disney owns ESPN.
That's true. Oh, that's not good.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, kind of like Localish was. Localish told me the same thing, but I wish you would have given me that heads up before I start speaking. Damn.
Yeah, that's why.
Thank God it's not live.
Right.
Thank God you're here.
That's
bro.
why the video can be whatever it wants to.
Right.
The podcast can be whatever it wants to. But ESPN,
No.
we've had enough warnings over the years that I'm surprised that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thank ESPN for keeping me on the radio and bringing me back on.
I love it. And at least get one more show with my team and my son. Dude, my boy would be like, dude,
We're
I'm
back,
all
and we're gone again.
we're gone again. Right. I love it, man.
Yeah, all right, let's take a break. And actually, man, now we're all sitting here with empty glasses. So let's take a break, get some more beers, and we'll be back talking with Vallensons Brewing Company. This is Drink of Ages. True Anomaly Brewing Company just released Skylab, an American IPA on draft in a tap room and into your local draft and bottle shops next week. El Dorado and Citra hops take center stage here. Skylab is a juicier, more mellow cousin to the West Coast IPA. It pours clear and golden with an aroma of ripe pineapple and flavors of peach and cantaloupe. Don't miss out on trivia every Tuesday evening in the tap room. Starts at 7:30 p.m. with cash and other badass prizes. Also, if you're looking for a place to host your next event, book the Barrel Room at True Anomaly. Baby showers, birthdays, intimate wedding events, True Anomaly can also accommodate business meetings and private happy hours. Check out their website for booking link, trueanomalybrewing.com. You may have noticed there have been quite a few changes at No Label, and they are steadily pumping out tasty brews. With their new head brewer, Trailer, bringing in his West Coast brewing skills, taps have been flowing with lots of hoppy deliciousness like Cali Boy West Coast IPA. I'm real excited about what they're doing on the west side. Tap room is open 7 days a week, very family and dog friendly. Make the short trip to Katy and see what is happening at No Label. Follow them on social media for events and beer releases. No Label Brewing Company. All right, Drink of Ages radio show here. What happens in between segments is no, we can't talk about that.
No, we can't.
We can't talk about that. But no, this is you're listening to Drink of Ages radio show. I am John Denman, Tom Painter,
Yo.
and we're here at Vallensons, and Val Canusti is our guest, and now we're bringing on the brew team coming up. So Little Val and John Mendez. The ones that apparently make all this magic happen, right? Is that
Very proud of these guys, man.
yeah? So what's going on, fellas? Welcome to some Drink of Ages Radio. We're drinking a lot of these beers. This one that I'm having now is a 10.5% Belgian strong ale.
It's fantastically delicious.
That I'm sitting there going, you can't chug this beer, man. We still have one more segment to do.
But it tastes so light.
It is very light, very easy drinking.
It's
Yeah,
deceptively
it's
dangerous.
Yeah.
That's one of those beers that when you put the recipe out, and I'm gonna throw this out to the guys because it's kind of funny. It was kind of funny, and we could talk between us. But it was kind of funny when we said we're gonna do our first Belgian. We did 2 Belgian Golden Strongs. The first Belgian Golden Strong we called it Becky Rue de Monster, which is an amazing beer. Traditionalist style. This one here we call Damn Gina because we dry hopped it. People don't dry hop Belgian Golden Strongs, and when the team was like, these guys are like, what the hell are we doing? It was a fun beer to see. The whole time it wasn't just you get through a brew day and we're done. It was like every 6 to 12 hours we're doing something different all the way up until this thing was fully fermented out. So.
And then the reaction that you get from customers
everyone,
from the
yeah.
name Damn Gina. And we even spelled it D-A-Y-U-N. So we're
Damn.
like, Damn Gina. Yeah, I mean, people love
Gina.
it. We have a customer named Gina. She
Gina,
walks in every time. Damn, Gina.
Yeah, she gets all
Every time.
crunk on it. She
Yeah,
loves
I mean that goes back to the good old Martin. Martin, wasn't that Damn Gina?
it. Yes, Damn Gina, back to
Yeah.
I mean, there's some killer beer names on that wall. I think V's D, double IPA.
Yep.
That's really,
the Dippa.
The
Yes, the
Dippa.
V's, the
Yeah.
V3, or we've done many.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of beers. I mean, these guys right here. I tell you what, and I'm gonna talk a lot of shit right now because you can't get me away from a microphone. But I tell you what, these two right here is what makes stuff happen here. These are the boys that I put together the recipes, and I work a lot on the water profiles. I lose sleep at night on the water chemistry and how we're going to get things right when it comes to the mash temperatures and how much we're going to pull out of it, what the opening gravity should be, what the Plato should be, what should be the final gravity, what yeast we're going to use. But these are the ones that, man, they make the magic happen, and they do it. I mean,
Dynamic duo.
I tell you what, I want to shut my mouth up and let these guys just have some airtime because you guys kick ass at what you do, man. I think it's cool.
Well, what's
Thank you,
interesting and fun is, this is your son.
Yeah,
The name of the brewery is Vallensons.
Bigger than me.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And John is bigger than all of us.
Yeah. So you have little John,
Little John, little Val.
yeah,
And Big John right
out
here.
here slinging kegs in the back. Yeah, but no, it's in order to consistently produce out these really good beers, man, you have to have an excellent team and people you trust to, like you say, you put together this idea of, all right, we need the water this way, here you go, and then you guys do your magic touch on it.
Also, when you start them out so young.
Yeah, you got to start them out very.
Yes. I tried to go wet behind the ears. Lori said no. They're really young.
Great initiation into the brewing world too.
Yeah, talk about that.
I mean, I think it was right before my first brew session. Val took me back there, and when you're fermenting, we usually let the CO2 run off into water, so it just diffuses and keeps airlock in the fermentation tank. And he's like, "Hey, go smell that hazy that I'm
Smells
brewing
good.
right now." Yeah, and you stick your head into the
Thinking
bucket,
you're a good whip.
thinking you're gonna get the hops and all that,
Yeah.
and now you get
Straight
hit with
to-
CO2.
He almost
and-
killed you. Yeah,
Very
I
close.
gotcha.
Everyone. It happens to everyone.
You know, that's the funny part of the initiation in the brewing world is that OSHA would probably it'd be a bad day for that. But I think
It's
being
funny.
able to do that to somebody who's got somewhat of a sense of humor is I have a sense of humor. And,
Just a little
and
bit.
If you don't, if you can't have
You also
that
have a
sense of
party
humor, you're
mouth.
not gonna be able to work with me.
It's a little dark.
So, it is. It's very dark.
One time we locked everybody in the brewery and we set it on fire.
It's either you're smelling carbon dioxide or you're spraying fart spray. I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, what's worse?
I mean, we've done it, and
Or a
it's,
cup of food.
yeah, it's just
So how many times you guys wake up in a fermenter?
no, we're not big enough. Look at
It's
them.
like,
These
man, I
guys
remember
in our little
drinking,
fermenter?
and then all of a sudden I woke up, I'm in a stainless steel.
I think Val's master plan is
He's
to
just like-
expand, and then once we get the bigger fermenters,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we'll do
I ruined your plan, man. I'm sorry.
You got to put this mask on.
That's hilarious. I'm sure it is pretty entertaining around here.
It is.
No, it's
We
always
have
a
lot
great
of
time,
fun.
man. The atmosphere while we're open on the weekends, it's almost contagious. Like, people always have a good time when they're over here.
But it's a good piece of property, for one.
You got that tree.
Yeah, you got that tree, man, and
love the
whatever
tree,
it is about the
man.
magic tree back there. But
It
it's
is the
just,
magic tree.
yeah, at night, you have, it's all lit up and everything, and you have a nice outdoor area. And then, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm going to give me some spicy nuggets. I'm coming right back.
Well, you got a Wendy's right next door, and you have a hotel, which is very perfect for
And-
well, like for a world where you're gonna
Right.
drink a lot of 8%, 9% beers.
But and the crazy thing is that we're required to have a food truck because we're a
Should have got an affidavit with Wendy's.
restaurant, right? and I put that in quotations. But I tell you what, Texiana, the food truck that we have is that team between Jackie and Robert and their staff, their children. It's family owned. Those guys just kill it, and they do a lot of really unique stuff, and they've been loyal to us. We've been loyal to them, and we're just proud to have that family camaraderie between, that environment of a food truck to be able to be here at our little place to say, hey, I'm going to commit to Vallensons.
Yeah.
Who are we?
We missed them over at No Label. we haven't seen them in months
I know, and we're blessed
because
and
you locked them like
can't
with
have
a
them.
chain to the
Sorry.
brewery.
we locked them in, man. And I tell you what, we're so stoked to have that whole team here. So, that's what's making this all work. I mean, if we didn't have them, we wouldn't. Between the food and beverage permit and being able to open up with, you got to have food and
How else do you defeat COVID?
I think COVID's over Wednesday.
Can I say?
So, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
All
what.
right. Can I say?
I heard
Can I
that.
say fuck you, COVID?
You just said it.
Even if I can't say fuck you, COVID, I'm gonna say fuck you, COVID, because we have a beer coming out called FU COVID
FU COVID IPA next
next weekend.
Friday.
Yeah. And it's a three-peat. We've done this all through the COVID world, and it's a beer that we have a lot of fun making, and we have a lot of fun watching people. We have a lot of fun serving it. So we have shirts and everything else. Look out! Watch the FU COVID. FU COVID. I didn't say the cuss word this time. Okay, for once.
that one actually made it on ESPN. What was the name of the beer?
It's called FU COVID. And if you'd like to have it, come out to our brewery. We'd love to share it with you guys. FU COVID.
Vallensons Brewing Company.
Vallensons Brewing. There's a commercial right there. Yeah, you guys got it. Now the beers that I've always had here have always been really good. They've been very unique, and now how many beers are on tap right now? The menu just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. When you're like, hey, what do you want next? It's like, give me a second.
There's 15 right now. And we have a couple that we're holding. Well, more than a couple that
I'm missing that peanut butter blonde, boys.
It's coming.
It's in the pipeline.
Yeah, we got it coming.
Shoot.
No, it's coming. No, seriously, we you know, one of our models here, and I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to show what these guys are doing. You know, we put together a crazy recipe and push it out, and they brew it, and 99% of the time the beers are coming out hitting every single mark that I want. These guys are doing a really damn good job when it comes to producing the formulation that I put together. I would say between 15 and 30 beers are going to be in the new tap room.
Wow.
And we're talking between pale ales, and I have to be very specific on this. Pale ales, IPAs, sours. Sours we haven't even touched yet, and I really want to, I can't wait till, you know that's coming. You know, we're going to have a lot of fun with sours. Barrel-aged stuff, and then the stout realm, which is my world. So I'm playing the game all over the spectrum right now, and being able to have the staff that can, you know, go from, hey, I'm brewing a pale ale today to a stout, or I got to go from a stout to a sour. It's pretty cool because a lot of people say, all I know is that I'm categorized on this style.
And then also messing around with the different yeast cultures, with the style of beer. Some stuff that shouldn't work that does work. And
Yeah,
it's
talk yeast, please. I mean, the whole yeast piece is
proprietary blends.
Did that come out of your beard? I mean, like where's this? I keep hearing about this proprietary blend.
You know,
Like what?
you know what's funny?
Years in development.
Yeah.
And nobody's haven't even.
That's why he
seen
keeps on
it
combing
yet.
it.
I can't wait to be able to pull the craziness out once we're able to close this back patio off, bring the new brew house in, put in my little pseudo lab in. You know, I can't wait. It's gonna be.
You're also going to have an office. That's going to be nice.
Yes, I'm gonna have an office. We are definitely gonna have an office.
Your wife is very excited about the office.
Yes, I know she is. Yeah, it sucks bringing stuff home because we can't keep anything. So.
Well, you know what happens is when you run out of space, is your home becomes the office,
Oh, it's
and
already
it
there.
starts in the dining room, and then before you know it, you're like moving stuff out of the way in the bathroom to brush your teeth, and it's
Oh.
like that's
Oh, you
Yeah,
wake
tell
up, you
us.
go directly into your office.
yeah.
You never tell us.
Ugh.
So if I can do one crazy thing, I want to like jump in the middle of the show and say, I would love for Little Val to talk a little bit about
Oh,
your world about brewing, where you came from, how brewing's been, what you love and hate, and everything else. And then John the same way. If
Well-
that's cool, and you can cut out whatever you want. I know this is
Mm.
a live. It's not live streams. You can cut and paste and whatever you want to do. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well-
Let's hear your story.
well, I was very, very young whenever I started this whole thing. He told you that I didn't really like the whole brewery world, and it started from me walking out in the garage when he was home brewing and not being able to take in all the different smells because it always gave me a headache, and I did not like it at all. And when he built this place up, I was really, really scared of that whole thing because I didn't think I was going to like it and be part of the family business, even though it was named pretty much after me and him. And I ended up falling in love with it. And I've been really fortunate to have a teacher like him, as not only my father, but as a teacher, I guess. And he's taught me a lot of things that I would never even think I would know, especially at my age. And we're really excited for the expansion to come, as we've said multiple times. And I mean, yeah,
it's one of those like home brewing. If I would have known I could home brew when I was 15 years old,
dude,
my life might not even be here now.
Well, you were so focused on getting laid, you weren't thinking.
Yeah, there was I had a lot of other focuses going on, and beer was a big part of it. But if I could have but it was hard. Yeah, you got to get somebody to buy your beer, but if you can just make beer at home.
Right. But you know what's crazy? And I have to, and I said I wouldn't say anything, and I want you to have some time, too, because you will, I promise. And I hope, and they will make it into the conversation, I hope. But the biggest thing that I want to say is that this whole thing is that, brewing 25 years with the same recipe and being able to pass my recipe on to you guys to brew a batch of beer and then winning a fucking GABF gold.
Yeah,
this is the team right here.
It's big.
I look at these two guys,
mm-hmm.
And my recipe, and be able to freaking come back and say, hey, bro, you know what? We freaking took gold at GABF.
Well, what's killer is that beer has a story, right?
And we're gonna go for the trifecta. U.S. Open gold, GABF gold, and hopefully the World Beer Cup gold next year. It's every 2 years, right? They canceled that. And I think it's me being able to say that, it's huge, man.
Yeah.
Because these guys are the ones that do the hard work, Anyway, I'm done getting all emotional and crazy. I'm gonna let John talk.
Man, the crazy thing about the oatmeal stout is, I think we all remember the specific batch, the brew day, and it was like, we could recall every part of that day, and it was crazy whenever we got the news that we got gold.
Well, how old are you guys?
I'm 19.
I just turned 25 last week.
So this recipe is older than like both of y'all.
Yeah.
You know how crazy this is?
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of wild. This legacy and then how it finally gets delivered. And
it is.
In reality,
No.
Tom, it's funny you say that because people don't think about that, And I've been working on this recipe for over 25 years, and it's down to every single. And I do shift. I don't say shit behind it. I'm trying to be ESPN friendly, but I did stuff behind the scene where I'm trying to figure out pH, salts, minerals, everything, and we're getting there. But when you're submitting in international competitions, and you're finishing in the top 3, bro, we're doing something right. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to master that on all my beers, and it's hard, and I'm just having a blast doing it. And I have a lot of good palates. I mean, Val's palate, John's palate, Lori's palate, Mark's. We have a Tom's. We have a ton of people that have a lot of really good palates, and I can't wait to see where we're going in the next 2 years.
Oh, I can be honest.
I haven't even started.
I can't wait to get another beer because I've been
John,
we
you are
poured,
completely empty.
I know.
Dang.
Well, we poured the big Belgian Golden Ale, so we only poured a small one, and it's like, all right.
My hangover
All right,
expired about
we're
5
on
minutes
to
ago.
the
I feel
barrel-aged
really great
Baltic
right now.
Porter.
Yes, let's take a break. Let's get some more beers. This is Drink of Ages. Stay tuned for the next segment.
Let's do it.
Beers to come. Special announcement from Platypus Brewery. F off Mate, the latest taproom release, is an American Hefeweizen that is chalky in appearance, generously dry hopped, imparting citrus and stone fruit flavors in a light and refreshing beer. Very easy on the palate. Also hitting the taproom at Platypus is Rough End of the Pineapple, a pineapple jalapeno sour. It sounds crazy, but it works very well, especially when you pair it with the chicken wings. Food specials all week long, including Chicken Parmy Tuesdays, Surf and Turf Wednesdays, Texas Barbecue Thursdays, and Fish and Chips Fridays. PlatypusBrewing.com, open Tuesdays through Sunday. Come out and experience the Spindle Park Sports and Beering Complex just 10 minutes north of downtown at Spindletop Brewery. 9-hole championship putt-putt golf, a basketball court, volleyball, soccer, kickball, and disc golf are ready to keep you moving while enjoying pints of excellent Spindletop brews. This weekend, Spindletop is releasing 4 beers: Fresh Buds West Coast IPA, Pineapple Gusher IPA, Switchfoot West Coast Double IPA, and 2 Green, a hazy double IPA brewed with Nelson hops. Enjoy some of the best pizzas, have some pints, and enjoy the outdoors at Spindletop. Eureka Heights has been making interesting and approachable and fun beers since 2016. If you like awards, they got them. How about 2 gold medals at the Great American Beer Festival, the largest beer competition in the United States? The beers include flagships like Buckle Bunny Cream Ale, one of my all-time favorites, Mini Boss IPA, to seasonals like Neon Moon Belgian Single, plus launching soon, Fizzy Pants Hard Seltzer. You can find their tasty beverages all across Houston or at the tap room located in the Heights. The tap room is currently open Thursday through Sunday and is probably jamming out to some yacht rock right now, keeping it smooth and mellow. Eureka Heights, grab some beers and some high fives. All right, this is Drink of Ages. and typical, I know, everybody starts laughing whenever I say it. We're like if they're listening on the radio and they're all saying like, hey, this is Drink of Ages. Everybody starts laughing. It's like, but that's because they don't realize what's been going on before we actually just started back here. The good thing is that we do have a lot of this stuff on video. You can go to Drink of Ages on our YouTube page and watch all the fun stuff and see all the beers that are on the table. And we have some really nice looking beers. I mean, it's this little sour here is looking really pretty. But our guest this week is actually our guests this week. It's grown. It's grown.
It's Val and Sons.
It is Val and Sons at this point. So Vallensons Brewing Company is who we're hanging out with. We have Val, we have Little Val, and then we have John Mendez hanging out.
Or Little John.
Or Little John. Yeah. Just keep it all Little John. Not Little John, but Little John. You know, I'm trying to remember which beer this one was. The Black IPA.
Yes.
Session Black IPA.
The Session Black IPA.
Yeah, that's another good one. Give him some description on it, brother. It's a good beer.
It is a really good, great beer. Old school IPA. It's actually funny. We thought we ran out of it, and we found one keg hidden in the very back of the cooler.
It happens.
It's like bonus.
It was exactly.
It's definitely one of those beers you're like, holy crap, did I found this? Wow, we have a black IPA.
Is that really the keg collar that's on there? Let's tap it and see.
It is. Exciting.
It is really good. This is a style that, like the Cascadian Dark Ales, you know, the Black IPAs. I'm glad to see a lot of breweries are making them again. There's a few, like you guys have had this one on for a while, and there's a few other breweries that make them. And where was I the other day? At Equal Parts. Yes. Equal Parts.
Great brewery.
And that Cascadian Dark Ale was one of the best beers that I think I've ever drank in my life. It was that just like knocked me down. It was so damn good.
And they do. I tell you what, Equal Parts, they do a great products. These guys like kill it.
Yeah,
for a lot of good stuff. So.
That style though, it was actually pretty fantastic. This other one that we have in front of us,
it's delicious.
Yeah. What do you think, Tom? What are you drinking?
This is like something that like if I have too much of it, it's gonna like upset my stomach. But like it's very easy to drink. So what's the ABV on this, Val?
5.5.
Oh, finally, a sessionable beer.
It's a 5.5 with a 3.2 pH, so it's perfect. Right,
it is perfect.
Right up your mouth.
Kids could drink this.
Yes,
They shouldn't, but
It's the warhead. It's a raspberry, and we get our fruit sorted from a different part of the world.
nice.
You get your fruit sorted from a different part of the world.
Val doesn't do anything half-assed. Everything's for net barrels and it's proprietary beer blend.
I'm drinking my oatmeal stout. You gotta leave me alone. I'm having a good time with this time.
Yeah, that oatmeal stout's really good. That oatmeal stout on the
That
other
one,
hand,
that one
that particular
specifically.
one is
It's delicious.
it is delicious. No, this is really good though. This is almost like a sweet tart or something. You know, it's a good sour. Makes you pucker up a little bit, but then the little bit of sweetness is still left. The residual sweetness kind of makes it just way too easy to drink.
Yeah, but that's a good thing too.
Yeah. I love it.
Summertime, we usually do a pickle sour, which, man, we can't make enough of it.
Flies.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's crazy.
Pair that with some with some JMO.
You know what's wild is that who the hell would have thought a pickle beer would be good? But once you start really playing with the pickle beer and start putting it in the market, and people come out from all over the freaking state for it, it blows my mind.
Pickles,
A freaking pickle beer.
yeah, I like them,
Yeah,
but
me
I can
too.
sit and drink pickle juice, right? Like I'm a pregnant
That's what
woman.
a lot of people
you
come
know,
in and
just-
like, oh, I can drink a whole jar. I can eat my pickles and let it. Next day I'll drink the whole juice.
yeah.
Come to my place and you get a buzz with it.
Just saying, it's being some good
Exactly.
micheladas.
We really push our alcohol by volume up on ours, and we have a lot of fun making it.
And you get your electrolytes. I
We
mean,
do.
it's
We do.
it's a great beer.
It's crazy. I never thought I'd say that, but this
Yeah.
summer and spring was really cool for us. It really put me. It made made this eyebrow go up. About it's a business thing right here now. Keep doing this cool product, and it was fun.
It's like Tom's electrolyte solution the other day was Gatorade and vodka.
Well, John, it was the only mixers we had, so
You got rid of the hangover,
That's it.
so it worked.
Hey, by the way, Tom, how's your hangover?
listen. I lost my hangover in segment 3,
Nice.
so
I saw the check. Yeah, I had to check.
but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna end up here like right tomorrow. So can't wait for my John Denman and Val group chat.
I know, right?
I'm kind of excited. I mean, not that I'm ready to be done with the show or anything, but I know we have some Jet Pizza sitting over there on the bar right now, and that Jet Pizza in Pearland makes some mighty fine pies.
Yes, they do.
Get the turbo crust. Oh.
Turbo crust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just throw a little plug in for them real quick.
Yes, they're good people. They're good product too.
Well, one cool thing that you guys are doing, you got the good beer. You have a very nice weekends out here. You know, you get a good crowd, people hanging out and all that. You got a big outdoor area. And like we talked about earlier, you have a building coming in, putting a whole big, how many square foot? I mean, what am I even saying now, man? What did that beer do to me just then? How many square footage?
What did those 8 beers do to you?
Yeah, what did that? In that Fernet, I don't believe any of this.
So what?
what? It's called oatmeal stout, John.
So someone did someone. That's all I'm saying. All right. So. And there's a point there's somebody there, but I ain't never seen it. Well, that's me. There's a point someone handling it. Nobody understands Estonian. That's my language.
Dirty,
Yeah.
dirty.
But
never
what I
clean.
said is, I don't know when it's gonna happen. It's happening quick.
It's happening
Dude, it's
quick.
in the parking lot,
It-
actually.
it's, yeah, so there's a whole building
It's dirty,
coming up.
dirty,
It's going to
never
be
clean, like,
it's going to be the new
honestly.
tap room.
Yes.
Where we're sitting right now is going to end up being a much bigger brew house,
Yes.
and walls coming down, being extended.
Yes.
A new. How big is a new brew house?
Almost 5,000 square feet.
All right.
Between the barrel area and the back patio, the barrel area, and the tap room, it's close to 5,000 square feet.
And you guys are expecting this soon, right? Like
Yeah, it's
April
like
soon.
April, May-ish. It all depends on COVID. Everybody's got COVID.
Yeah, but Wednesday it's over.
Oof.
Oh,
I heard
right.
that.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it's easy to forget about.
I'm gonna
but-
pass the mic.
Yeah, but what size system are you going to put in? Because you're going from a 7-barrel, correct?
No, we're going from a 3-barrel.
3-barrel. Oh yeah.
We're going up to an oversized 7, so we'll be able to push almost 10 barrels. And it's going to be, we just painted the floor in the back tap room. We're so stoked. We can't wait. I mean, it's supposed to be delivered in 3 weeks, so I may have to push it out if we don't get the walls up, but we're on the mark, so hopefully April, May. My GC has been great. MRE Builders, I got to give them a lot of clout for that because these guys are amazing. They stick to their grounds, and they made stuff happen. Every time I tell them, hey, what's happening today, it happens. So, but anyway, yeah, we're excited. So I'm hoping by April, May, everything will be done, and we'll have a lot of really cool Viking stuff hanging around here at Vallensons Brewing Company.
A mug club of some sort.
Yes, there's be a really cool mug club coming. So I want to put a little plug out for that. So everybody needs to be aware and watch it, because it's going to be very exclusive. So there'll be a very limited amount of the mugs that come out, and I can't wait to see who comes into this club, because there'll be a lot of really cool stuff. And everybody who hangs out with us knows that we like to have a good time when it comes down to the parties. So there'll be a lot of exclusivity.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
The mug club.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mug club. I just heard parties.
We're talking about mug clubs, John.
Yeah.
What is that over there in that glass? Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's why he didn't understand what we were saying. Tom asked about mug club. Anyway.
No, I'm really happy for you guys. It's really cool to see. I live in Pearland, so it's always great to see some successful businesses, some really good businesses coming into your town. And just first time that we met years ago, I was like, man, I like this guy. I like this group over here, and the beers were really good. And to see the growth that you've had, and the big shiny medals that are sitting behind the bar right now, it's just incredible, man. And I like this.
So I know we're about to close this thing out, and I want to take a couple minutes to and tell you, John, you've done a hell of a job, brother. You've been through hell over the past couple of years. This whole COVID stuff, I won't say the bad words, but I want to tell you from a genuine perspective, you've done a lot of good stuff in this community. You've looked out for the breweries. You've reached out to the breweries. You've pushed out. Those little guys have had no awareness about what's going on. You're like, hey, man, come out on my show. And you've done a hell of a job, man. I just want to commend you on the first show back after a year plus after this stuff that we've went through with COVID. And I want to just give you my sincere appreciation of what you've done for the community, for the brewing community, because you've done a lot of good stuff for us. And I can't wait to be working with you in the future on other projects, man, because you're killing it. And
No, absolutely, I definitely appreciate that, man. It's for one, it is a whole lot of fun, but two, this honestly is the best industry you can be around, the best people you can be around. No matter which brewery you walk into, you have the most genuine people and the most honest people you'll ever meet, and that's what I definitely appreciate, and I like being part of that.
Yeah, and it's important. And being able to respectfully, people come in and say, I'm going to give you constructive criticism, regardless if you like it or not. I'm game with it, man. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
And this brewery more than most, like John and I we're for years and years and years. John and I have always been about family and friends. And in one brewery, you got all that stuff. Like your guys' mantra is family and friends, and it is completely clear that you guys give all the shits about the beer.
Yeah.
You're losing sleep over the chemistry of bada bing bada boom. It's wild, and but it's also awesome to see this expansion finally happen. That's happening right now as we speak.
Right.
It is expanding.
It is expanding,
and it's a trip to be able to talk to this cat right here, because Tom, man, it blows my mind, because No Label is blowing up, and being able to have a little piece to be able to say, hey, man, come out there and hang out with you guys, and meeting Trailer and your brewing staff and Lindsay and you guys all have been absolutely phenomenal in this whole the whole industry. I'm just stoked to be able to be a part of it. You guys have invited me out to events.
Even though you say it's Canada, but it's okay.
No. Being able to support, to be able to show up to an event with you guys, and I'm like, hey, man, can I come out here and serve, whatever? And you're like, no, to go get a beer. I'm just blessed that I'm able to be part of that clique with you guys, because I'll tell you what, man, I'm an old man in this game, and be able to be part of your clique, it's cool.
Well, what John said is this industry, this craft beer industry, is like full of just genuine people with like good hearts, and we're all in it together and trying to. Certainly, this past year, we're all trying to figure out all this mess between COVID and winter blast, and it's been we've gone through drive-throughs and defeating COVID with food trucks. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Right. What's next? Only thing I keep telling everybody, and you can close the segment out on this, is that there's two things going to happen in Texas. We're going to have an earthquake, or we're going to have a tidal wave from Galveston. I don't know what the fuck else can happen. I'm going to drop the mic on that.
I would imagine both. If I had to put numbers,
we've had everything else
at the same time.
We've had snow.
Yeah.
We've had.
If there's a giant tidal wave from Galveston, John will be like, "I'm heading to the beach."
Yeah,
great waves.
Anyway,
Live from the
I'm
beach.
being way out spoken there. But.
Kevin, Jason, I need you guys. We're going to the beach.
Fly the drone. Can it carry me?
I'll be there with speakers.
Anyway,
Oh, I thought you were going to say Speedo.
cheers.
Both.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Can we do
cheers. It was a good time.
I tell you what.
Cheers,
Val,
y'all.
everybody.
Cheers, guys.
I
I'm
appreciate
blessed.
you guys having us out for the first show back, and it's been a whole lot of fun. It's been really good. I literally did have to dust off everything, to like all the mics, all the equipment, and everything. Just had to wipe it off before I walked in. It's like, oh man, it actually did get dusty.
But you know what's cool is that there's no COVID on this one.
Yeah, COVID can't. All these mics are pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So just herpes. Just
OG herpes.
Just and they'll
And
only
on
last for a
Wednesday,
little
they'll
while.
be post-COVID. So, I mean,
Exactly. Wednesday will be post-COVID, and
And
so we made it happen.
all I have to say is that episode 420 better be at Vallensons.
We'll make it happen.
All right.
No, but really want to thank you guys also for having us out, man. We went through. You guys treat us very well. We went through a whole lot of beers, and like I said, we got pizza on the counter.
Yes.
There's going to be more beers happening after this. Thank you guys. Vallensons Brewing Company. What are the hours that people can come out here and hang out?
So we're doing Fridays from 4 to 10, Saturdays from 2 to 10, and from Sundays from 1 to 6 right now.
Yep.
After we expand and we put up our new tap room, we're hoping to roll in Thursdays as well. So that's going to be kind of cool. We're going to change our hours from that on. But there's going to be a lot of really cool dynamics when we get the new tap room up and running. So I can't wait. So
It's gonna be slick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of barrels that's gonna be in there.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's
No,
gonna
it's
be a
very
lot
it's
of
very
fun.
intimidating. I feel like make some calls, be like, we need a guys.
Get some more barrels.
Hey,
guys.
we got you. We got you. We got no label. Oh, we got you guys.
Yeah, but thank you for coming, for having us out, man. This has been a whole lot of fun.
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
thank you.
It
for
is
having
definitely good to be
Vallensons,
back.
man,
you,
on
man.
the first podcast
Appreciate it.
back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's gonna be back. This was a whole lot of fun. I've missed hanging out at breweries, doing shows, and so it was a good break. But now we're back, and so you get to hear us every Friday night on ESPN, 9 p.m.
Oh yeah.
So, where was I? There was her clapping. I'm like, hey. No, but want to thank everybody for listening. You can go to drinkofages.com, listen to any of the pre-COVID shows, for the last 8 years at drinkofages.com and all over other places, iTunes, different places on the web. You listen to that podcast sponsored by No Label Brewing Company. Hey. We'll work on that part. And want to thank DJ Muskratch, the producer, Jason Esparza from Hell and High Water for putting the video together, and we'll talk to everybody next week.